faith, belief in action. Wish TV is sharing the stories of people who are guided by their faith from all religions, denominations, and walks of life, and in all the ways faith manifests itself. From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is Finding Faith.
It is an event that is all about helping others navigate through grief and family difficulties, all during the holidays. Joining us right now to tell us more is Pastor Jay Johnson of Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church. We are talking healing for the holidays. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You and I were just chatting before we came on. Mm-hmm. This can be tricky because when it comes to holidays, we like to think of happiness and family time and joy, and it's not always the case.
It's not always the case. No. It's not the reality for a lot of people who deal with grief or family dynamics. Grief from the standpoint of they may have lost a family member throughout this past year. So many of us have lost family members by way of death through COVID over the past several years, and so the holidays may be different. Perhaps you lost a grandmother or a grandfather that you always went to their house for Thanksgiving. That person's no longer there, and how do you navigate the grief and the pressures that come with that? Or family dynamics. Maybe you don't really get along with your family, and the pressures of showing up and trying to have a happy Thanksgiving.
That's where I'm like, preach, because that is, and I found even personally that's a tricky part, because you are supposed to, and you want to be able to go back and experience joy and family and love. Right. And when you don't feel that way and you feel like it's an obligation, what do you do?
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Yeah, so that's why we're having Healing for the Holidays tonight, actually, at 6:30. Okay. And so we have a panel of experts in their field who will share some practical tips with us on how to navigate through Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and also some of the financial pressures that come with the holiday season. For people, you got to buy gifts for all your kids and family members and cousins, and you got to feel the pressure of buying all these gifts. So how do we deal with the anxiety, the stress, and oftentimes the depression that the holidays may bring?
Because isn't it interesting, because the real meaning of Christmas, I always say I love the holidays so much, but sometimes the real meaning gets lost. Yeah. And okay, I gotta buy this, I gotta buy that, I gotta buy this, and then you're thinking of all the amount of money that's going to take, and it kind of just puts you in a place.
Yeah, because I mean, the holidays are supposed to be a time of joy, of rest, of restoration. You get off work, you hang out with your family, the kids are out of school. Right. It's supposed to be a time where you just chill and relax, and oftentimes it's the pressure, it's the stress that comes alongside of it, and people don't really know how to navigate through it. And so tonight, we hope to offer a space and opportunity to have this type of discussion where we are sitting down with some panelists, and actually your very own Anisha Ramsey, who will be facilitating the conversation tonight. And so we're excited about it. We hope that people can come out and be blessed by what it is that we're offering.
I hope
and so we can, so that people can actually feel and appreciate and experience the joy that we seek to have during the holiday season.
And feel a place of belonging that other people out there understand. I would imagine that's what your hope is for them to get out of this, that we may not always have the answers to everyone's specific situation, but there are some experts in these fields who can perhaps give tips and like maybe try this instead of that.
Yeah, for sure. And we're having it at a church, so it's a faith-based community, faith-based event, but it's helping us to understand that even as people of faith, we can avoid real life issues. So what do we have to say about navigating grief and depression? What do the scriptures have to say about these things, and how can we come alongside people as a community to offer that support? And oftentimes, you may go to church and we have all these services, and sometimes we don't offer some practical things. We wanted to make sure that in the midst of all of these things, that we're giving some people some practical tips. So after the event is over and Thanksgiving's coming up,
still use them.
Exactly.
We're still going to have those difficulties and those issues for sure. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
From Wish TV, this is Finding Faith. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast, and be sure to check out other great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Online now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.